It's Bev.
And it's Mark.
And we are
The Redmonds.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Meet The Redmonds. And guess what?
Meet the Redmonds is our podcast journey about marriage, second chances, and unyielding love. In season 2, my husband Mark and I share laughs, lessons, and life with some great friends that we meet along the way. We promise to keep the conversation relevant, churchy, and old school. It's a mix we call the Redmond Way. Meet the Redmonds streams every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. across all time zones on Facebook, YouTube, and OCPITV.com. We'll meet up with you soon.
Hey everybody, it's Mark from Meet the Redmonds. You know, these past couple of weeks over the holiday has been rough. I got sick and my wife was nursing me back to health, and then she got sick. So we didn't get a chance to get any new editing done or new episodes, and it kind of put us behind the 8 ball. But you know what? God has a ram in the bush for the Redmonds, and he has one for you too. So I dug in the crates and went into the archives, and I found our season 2, episode 1, original episode entitled Portland Refresh that we never aired. So I said, let me go in, touch some things up, put the Redmond spin on it, the Redmond charm, and we're going to show you that episode today, Portland Refresh. It's all about me and my wife. It was kind of a belated birthday present for her, and it was our chance to kind of reload and refresh and revitalize ourselves. And we got the chance to see some good Portland sights. So check out Portland Refresh. And remember, catch us every Sunday at 5:30 at YouTube, Facebook, OCPI TV, any time zone that you're in. 5:30, Meet the Redmonds. YouTube, just type it in, Meet the Redmonds. Facebook, type in Meet the Redmonds. You can see back episodes on YouTube. And don't forget our 2 award-winning books, Revelations of a Real Man or Woman, and Finally I Do Again. So I'm out of here, but check this episode out, and I'll see you later. Peace. Everybody, I'm Mark.
And I'm Bev.
And we are The Redmonds. This is season 2 for us. And we decided to do something totally different. We are doing a nighttime video. Ooh. So we're on our rooftop in Seattle, and we are starting this season off with a bang. Our first episode for season 2 will be Beverly's belated birthday, but also I would like to say making time for your spouse.
Yes.
I think that would be an even better title for this episode. Making time for your spouse.
Resetting,
Right.
making time for your spouse, making time to renew your commitments to each other. When you recognize one or the other or both are starting to fizzle, how do you go and grab yourself some rest and get that spark back?
Absolutely. My wife was beginning the school year right around the same time as her birthday, so she was under a lot of pressure. New school year brings new problems, new challenges.
Yeah.
So me being the consummate husband that I am,
The super producer that he is.
Right.
Yes.
I just don't do producing for Meet the Redmonds. I produce
Our lives.
There you go.
Yes.
So I decided, hey, we haven't been to Portland.
We have
It's
not.
a 2-3 hour drive. Let's go from Seattle.
Yes.
So let's go down and see what Portland has to offer. But not only that, let's just get away. We had a rough last 3 weeks. We had our daughter Noelle up here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Noelle got sick. That threw everything for a loop. So I had to fly back with her so she wouldn't fly on the plane by herself, and it was just.
Noelle has sickle cell. So if any of you are out there or family members have sickle cell and know what that is and how much pain you're actually in, we have to really stop everything except the essentials to make sure that she got better. And that meant no birthday celebration.
Right, no hanging out
I'm an
really.
August 17th baby. Fellow Leos out there. Holla.
So we really had to just pivot and make sure that she was okay. But Thank God she is. She's a trooper, and the way that she deals with her chronic illness, she is just a champion, not just for us, but just a champion for those who have sickle cell.
And we look forward to having her on the show at some point. I think she's willing to tell her story, her testimony of how she has persevered since a little girl with this and what it means for her going forward.
And how it challenges her faith.
Yes.
So that's an episode I look forward to. Hey, Noel. Hey to our son, Kelsey.
Hey, y'all.
All right, so let's get started.
Season 2, Meet the Redmonds. We're talking Portland. Reset.
That's
Great
Portland,
times.
Oregon, not Portland, Maine.
Yes. If we didn't say it, we are in Seattle, Washington.
Because people get confused when we say Washington. They mean, you're in D.C.? No, we're in Washington.
The corner of the country.
Right.
Yes. Almost out. That's where we are. Seattle, Washington. So Portland, Oregon is 3 hours south on, most directly on I-5.
Right.
If any of you are familiar with this area of the country or wanting to come to this area of the country, 3 hours south. So that's kind of a weekend drive-ish kind of thing.
So we got up early in the morning. We left about, 9?
We were on the road about 10.
10.
And for any of you who roll through this area, you know that Seattle-Tacoma mashup trying to get out of town can almost sap your desire to get out of town.
And to compound issues, there was a state fair going on.
Yes.
With what?
Still is going on.
It's still going on.
Yes.
So we had to contend with the state fair traffic, but we got there pretty good. The weather, it was hot.
It was, for Seattle, it was quite warm.
But it was hot in Portland. It was like 90 degrees.
It was warm, yeah.
So we got there. We stayed at a lovely hotel. And one of the first things we did was kind of map out where we were going. We had a fantastic. Did we go out to dinner the first night? Yeah, we did.
We did? Where did we go?
We went to Nostrana?
Nostrana?
No, Nostrana.
Nostrana. Okay.
And-
Have to get that right. Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that restaurant. You said it was one of the chefs was a James Beard.
Yes, award-winning chef. I don't know about the restaurant itself, but I know the chef is a multi James Beard winner. We were casual, and our outfits reflected that.
And we had a good dinner. I had some kind of calamari stew.
Almost a stew.
Right. That's shrimp for some of you. That not shrimp. That's squid. I'm sorry. See, she done threw me all off. I'm calling squid, shrimp, and everything. But I had some kind of.
I'm always accused of throwing things off.
I kind of had a calamari type stew, and it was delicious. You had a.
I had a pizza. Oven Woodfire pizza is big here, but this one was really fresh toppings, and I think it had some very homemade. It was freshly made homemade mozzarella that was on there. There was some bacon. Corn, other seasonal kinds of things for the early fall. It was really, really good.
Actually, it was one of the best pizzas we've had in the Northwest.
It didn't try to be Chicago. It didn't try to be New York. It was just
Nothing can beat
food.
deep dish Chicago style pizza. Shout out to Giordano's. I'll see you when I get home. So it was decent. It was real decent.
It was
the
nice.
ambiance, and if you all are following us, you're seeing all the pictures as we're talking. The ambiance was cool, and
It was nice.
it was real nice.
It was nice. We also, once we left, we chose to do an Uber to go back and forth to the hotel because we didn't know our way around. So that's just a little hint, a tip. Go park your car, let somebody else do the driving if you're able to do so, and just go out and explore.
And Portland has a lot of bridges, super tall, narrow bridges that may kind of freak you out if you're not used to it. Like it did me. We hit the first bridge. I immediately dropped it down to about 20 miles an hour. 5.
No, it was a really steep curve.
Right.
It was a curve into the bridge lane, and it was a very narrow bridge by all construction. So Portland has a lot to see, as Mark said, many bridges, but all of it was beautiful. We were over the Willamette River.
Mm-hmm.
That was gorgeous. And we actually stayed in Beaverton. Also a tip for you travelers, people trying to come this way, sometimes you can stay right on the outskirts of a place and get perhaps a more reasonable rate for your hotel if you're willing to do a little bit of a commute out and in of the city you're wanting to see.
Yep. And Sunday, we got up and we did a brunch cruise on the Portland Spirit. That was awesome.
That was super awesome. I have to give shout out to Mark. Babe, you did such a great job on finding that.
That's why I'm the super producer
of our lives.
Of our lives.
Yes, that means
everything.
He does it all. Make sure we're going in the right direction. But that cruise was so wonderful. I get seasick, so I made sure I uploaded on my Dramamine. Mark went out to the store and found me a packet of it, and I felt pretty good getting on the boat. It was a 2-hour cruise.
Yeah.
And again, over the Willamette River, and there were 9 bridges on our tour.
Mm-hmm.
Now the brunch was amazing. But by the time we figured out we could go up to the top,
it was over.
It was almost over. But it was so beautiful once we came outside to the lounge. If I did it over again, I know, go straight up to the rooftop.
And I ate like a king. Boy, they had a good spread.
They had a really good spread, a good variety for those people who wanted to keep it super breakfast, for those people who wanted to keep it brunch. Oh, the beef.
Oh man, I don't know if it was a beef tenderloin or I don't know what
they did. It was not prime rib, but
that beef was off the chain.
It was one of the best things. Yes.
Right.
Just an amazing time. The weather was mild. It was overcast, which often happens on the Pacific Northwest. You know that the sun won't be out all the time. It was a little cool upstairs, but you can manage it without putting on a whole lot. So it was just beautiful. Mark, you went back downstairs for a little while, but it was so relaxing. I was able to unplug completely and not really think about work, not think about starting school, not think about anything. In fact, babe, I didn't think we would make the trip, because there were so many things going on, so many crisis things, but you kept pushing and saying, let's try it, let's go. We won't know until we get out there, things will be all right, and it was great.
Yeah, we had a good time. And you know what, just to get off track a little bit, I like shooting and filming at night. This is cool.
I think we may need to add a backlight or something that we need to do, but pretty cool.
This is cool.
Really nice. It feels like we're camping.
Right.
Glamping.
Maybe one day we'll do it outside by the fire pit. That would really be an experience. So we're just trying different things for season 2. Yep. Trying to give you, of course, we're going to always give you good content, but we're going to try to give you different scenarios, scenes, and I'm just so excited for season 2. And before we get back to Portland, let's tell them about what some of the new things we got going on.
Some of the new things, so of course, we're talking about our travels, where we go and where we will be. Other things that we're going to do, we're going to introduce a segment called This or That. Things that we may like from our church life. Do you prefer...
But that's... no.
Sorry,
that's
did I do something wrong?
Of course you did. That's an episode. I was talking about some of the different platforms we're on now.
That's a different question.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Well, okay, I passed it over to you.
All right.
Let's go.
So, different platforms. Right now, Meet The Redmonds can be seen on Sundays, 5:30, ocpitv.com, but that's on Sundays. But the following Wednesday, we will be on YouTube. We are branching out. We have put all of season 1 Meet the Redmonds. So youtube.com/Meet the Redmonds. You can go and see all of season 1. All 21 episodes of the show are there for you to binge watch. You can get everything from super serious. We talked about blended families. We also went all the way to the other end and talked about the super funny, and we're very churchy, so we talked about praise teams versus choirs. That was an amazingly funny show, and it actually went semi-viral. Over 21,000 people saw that just on
22.
Facebook. I'm sorry, 22 on Facebook alone. I'm not even counting the views that we received from it broadcasting on its regular night. So that was amazing. We are going to do more of that coming up in season 2, bringing you the best. So on Sundays, we will air on OCPI, and the following Wednesday, we will make sure that the show is uploaded to YouTube.
Right. So October 1, which is today.
Yes.
And then possibly Wednesday of the following week. We'll have it on YouTube. But not just that, you can find us at Facebook,
Yes.
Meet the Redmonds,
Yep.
Instagram,
We're on Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Yes. I think we've covered them all.
Is it
Oh, and
three?
we're on Threads
Threads.
also. So
That's why I'm the super producer. She's the wizard. She's the tech wizard.
I do all the tech behind the scenes things, and Mark plots out our vision and where we're going. You actually have a book signing that you just did back home.
Right.
Yep.
So we'll see snippets of that in our upcoming episode. But not just that. When you go to YouTube, you click the little icon with our faces, and then go to video, click video, and then bam, you get everything you
see
need to
the
see.
whole playlist.
Right.
What do you think? The whole
Shebang. So we start from episode 1 all the way to episode
The
24. Now
21.
20.
Because we have repeats in the season.
It's 22 episodes. We had a couple of repeats that got a lot of traction, so we didn't show them again.
So we did re-airs.
Just watch them all. And then when you watch, please go to our website, redmondprojects.com is at the bottom of the screen. You can order your books, your 2 books, Revelations of a Real Man or Woman, and Finally I Do Again. And you can also see all the episodes at redmondprojects.com.
We're hosted there. You can also contact us if you'd like us to come speak at your church, your youth group. We do hybrid formats, we do online formats, and we do in person. We would be happy to share our story and our witness of being a married couple.
Right.
You want to talk more about Portland?
Yeah, let's go back to Portland.
Okay.
So we come back, and then we come back from the cruise.
Yeah.
And we decided, I looked up some other things to do in Portland, and I saw old school arcade. And we're talking 80s. So when I saw Burger Time and Mr. Do, I'm like, I'm there.
Really, it was Mr. Do.
It was Mr. Do.
Mr. Do, that cinched the deal. Right. We were going to the arcade. I was there riding shotgun. I'm not very good at games, but I like to try, and I will play anything that we have. I like Miss Pac-Man. I learned a little bit about Burger Time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
It was really cool, really cool, really cool. The arcade is probably something that a lot of the trendy folk in Portland visit. But it was good. We got a chance to play some shoot 'em up games.
Yes.
Beverly can't shoot a lick.
Yes, I can. There was one game I was getting you with the dinosaurs.
The Jurassic Park game?
Yes, I was on it. I killed a couple for him so he wouldn't die. He may be super producer, but I save us.
Well, yeah, that's how we save each other.
Yes, we do.
But that was great, and it was just a good time. And I think one of the reasons, like we said earlier, that we went to Portland was to get away. But as your husband, what's the Bible verse? Love your wives as Christ loved the church.
Yes.
That means I interpret that to mean love her in every aspect, taking care of her needs, her wants, all of that.
Yes.
So I saw the stress on your face. I saw how every day you were coming in, it was later and later, and you were just exhausted. So I was like, you know what, we got to get away.
So, to be very candid, I took on a new position over the summer, and it was tough, is tough, but I appreciate having a spouse that will look out for me, that will know even sometimes before I know that, okay, it's really time to shut this down for a while. Perhaps maybe I was a little short in my temperament. Could have been. And you never want to get yourself to the place where you're always cross with your spouse. You want to check your tone. What is that one person? Check your tone, your expectations.
Oh, we saw, what's the guy's name? Kendrick Perkins on First Take. He's a former basketball player.
Yep.
And he was talking to Stephen A. Smith or somebody, and he told him, hey man, check your tone and your face. And
yes, and that's a rule in marriage. Check your tone and your face. Sometimes it ain't all coming out beautiful. It's not coming out pristine, and you could be cutting into your spouse. And
yeah, you were at my heels.
What does that mean?
You was on.
I was.
You were not very nice.
I wasn't kind. I'm sorry.
Okay, I forgive you. This
Forgiven
time.
too. Now, so please understand that stress happens to both people in situations. It may be that you're watching me go through the stress and you're trying to figure it out. So I'm going to say there were some times that it was not always just me.
Right.
So it may have been both of us.
Right. But that happens in a marriage. When people say, well, me and my wife never argue. I don't know those people.
I don't know them.
I don't think they exist.
Somebody has either discovered, I don't know, the fountain of peace.
Right.
Instead of the fountain of youth. I don't know. I believe you can get to a point and grow that, you just walk away or you just do things and you're not always doing this all the time. But there is disagreement in a marriage. There is disagreement in life. And how you handle that is going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else did you notice was going on for me?
Well, like you said, you had a new position. It was just stressful. And the fact that we had to deal with Noel. And you just stepped up and I don't like to use the word stepmom because I don't view you like that. I just view you as Beverly.
I think that's how Noelle views me. I'm her Beverly. Yes, I'm her stepmom, but I'm her Beverly, and that's my Noelle. That's my stepdaughter. But my heart is huge toward my family, toward my kids, whether they were born biologically or of love. Very, very protective of my kids. And when she got sick, there was no question that just going to be there, just going to figure it out. Going to be by your side, going to be by her side. And it wasn't convenient. Most times, challenges aren't convenient.
Right.
So we just had to deal with it and roll with it. And I knew that my need at the moment was going to have to go on the back burner.
Yeah, because we were going to go to Portland that weekend.
We were headed out.
We were going to leave her here.
Noelle was going to have her time in Seattle by herself to explore, and we were going out for some couple time.
Right. But I just, first of all, I never told you publicly. I'll tell you now. I appreciate everything that you did for our daughter, and I'm sure she appreciates it. And that's what makes that's what makes you you.
Thank you. I wouldn't have it any other way. From the time that Mark and I met and I knew that he had children, I did not have any biological children. Still don't have any biological children. That's yes.
You won't have any biological children.
Okay, so I may have tipped over into a phase of life where that is not going to be possible. Plus, you'd have to go back and watch in season 1. I had a hysterectomy due to fibroids. That's a whole nother story. But
Faith and Fertility, part
Yes.
1 and 2, season 1. Check it out.
It's on YouTube, season 1. Go binge watch that. You can hear a little bit more about our stories, and we may come back to it sometime in season 2, just depending if the Lord allows. But that wasn't my lot in life, but He did, and I was actually looking for someone who did have children because I wanted to have that family, even if it didn't come in the most traditional way. Yeah.
We're revealing a lot for the season opener for season 2.
Season two. So there's more us, same show, still us.
Right.
So,
And well, anything else about Portland? Well, we got to tell we gave the pros. There's a couple of cons too. We gotta.
I'm going to give one of my favorite moments before we talk about the cons. We were just in the courtyard of the hotel, taking in the weather. It was after we had gotten back, just sitting there. We may have listened to a few songs, some of our favorites, but just sitting in the courtyard, doing absolutely nothing but sitting there and enjoying looking at my spouse, seeing him. And I'm going to just say, sometimes you need to take a fresh look at the people that you love. What do you love about them? Rediscover each other. So that was a special moment for me.
Yeah. We almost fell asleep outside. That's how comfortable it
Not
was.
almost.
We did.
We may have fallen asleep. The joint lead may have fallen asleep outside.
Okay. There's just a couple of cons for Portland.
Just a few.
Just a few things you might have to look out for.
Super expensive.
Yeah. It ain't cheap.
So
This is not $100 getaway weekend. No.
no, stack your chips, as my husband says.
Right.
You need to go with a little bit of a budget. The Pacific Northwest, even going down into California, these are some more expensive places to be. So you are going to burn a little bit of cash, but you can still do so if you plot out and you plan.
I guess one of the things that's a constant problem in the Pacific Northwest will be the homelessness. So you see a lot of that on the street.
Right.
And
So people unhoused, I believe, is the term people are using now to describe the homeless population. People who are unhoused, they're in all kinds of situations, but specifically in Portland, there's a huge, Seattle as well, huge drug problem, from meth to all kinds of drug usage. It is so there and it is so blatant. They're trying to figure it out.
right.
Yeah.
And we're praying for them. God
Yes.
can deliver. So
God delivers and He provides solutions.
Right.
Yep.
And I guess another one that's really not a con. You don't see too many people like us. Which we didn't see any people like us.
Not at all. Well, yeah, we saw a few. We did.
We
There are
did.
different types of diversity in Portland, but if you are a black person, brown skin, you better understand it. You're not going to see a lot.
Right.
It's a beautiful place to be. Restaurant scene is phenomenal.
Right.
Unique foods, all of that. But if you're going to see yourself, you may need to bring a mirror.
Right. Well, we almost out of time. This first episode flew by. And again, we got some good episodes coming up. Faith and finances. We're talking to some young people at church about renewing your faith. So we're gonna cover the whole
We're
gamut.
talking to singles this season. So what do you do in preparation for marriage? There's a couple who's getting ready to get married. They're actually getting married on our anniversary day.
Right.
They're going to be here.
Right. So we got a lot to talk about, and we're just gonna go onward and upward. But right now, we got to get out of here because we're running out of time. So
We're running out of daylight.
Right.
You can see there is no more.
Right. So we're gonna hit you with our catchphrase. It still remains the same.
Yeah.
And don't forget, I'm gonna come back with jokes every now and then too. But
Yeah,
let's
gotta
end this.
keep that.
Right. So let's end this episode. It's not my wife's way.
It's not his way.
It's the Redmond way.
Welcome to season 2, you all.